Kindly sit down. Thank you for your courtesy, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, I begin to count the pages prepared for any event. It's always a two-page affair because hindi ako nagbabasa ng speech. Depende sa minihari, basahin ko na lang. Problem is, this is the first time na magkaharap tayo. At I think that for the first time, we have met for the first time. So, makita ko lang naman, maganda talaga mayor. Mayor kayo, ma'am? Magtakbo na lang ako ng vice mo para sigurado. No, really, but I'll have to have the acknowledgements. Interior and local government officer in charge, because interim, Eduardo Anyo. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque. Political Affairs Advisor Francis Tolentino. Senator Cynthia Villar. Mama, are you here? Magandang gabi po. At the National President of the League of Municipalities of the Philippines and Socorro Oriental Mindoro, Mayor Maria Fe Brundial. Inyong Presidente at kaisa-isa kong municipal mayor na nagsuporta sa akin. The other one is the mayor of Iraq. No, she lost. But yun lang dalawa. So, sa inyo lang ako susunod, ma'am, kung sino ang tulungan natin dito. Sino yung i-boycott. Elected official chief executives of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, other distinguished guests, mga kababayan. Like you, I've been mayor for quite a long time, and I would say that the experience for the 22 years that I dedicated myself to the local level has been very helpful. As a matter of fact, mas liyamado ako sa makaiba. No particular president, but lalo na yung wala masyadong grasp sa local affairs. Sa akin madali because I'll just think of the Philippines as an expanded Davao City, and because of the similar situations all over, you just think a bigger dimension of the problem. I understand from where Secretary Anyo comes, is former Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And as a military man, he sticks to the law. And I've read that I do not interfere in the affairs of the respective governments. As a matter of fact, I do not sign any contract for and behalf of the government. No contract, especially mga MRT, kung anong big projects, it stays with the department level. Ang dumadating lang sa akin yung policies, of course, banking and everything, but never sa contracts. Sa kanila lang talaga yan. And so there will never be a time that you would see a contract that bears my signature or initials, because I do not allow it. They do not reach my desk, and even inside Malacanang, wherever. Not because I'm maybe takot, but rather gusto ko na ayaw kong magsagot ng mga ganyan na it's a messy one. So I leave it to each department. I have noticed that not because I want to talk about him, but he has issued so many directives. But the most important one really is yung local units ninyo that has something to do with drug. You have to help. I forgot the Time magazine. It's the issue of March 5. And I saw it last night during the cabinet meeting. Started at 2 o'clock in the morning, in the afternoon, and we finished 3 o'clock in the morning. But in between the meetings, I saw the Time magazine. And every page of it, that issue was dedicated to the deaths and the horrible figures of the opioid menace in America. Now, I remember very distinctly when binabatikos na ako on President Obama himself. That's why I responded also with an insult. You know, as maybe we are not really that strong and we are not that mighty to demand, but rather on the part of a president of an equal state, he should not have chastised me in public. And in anger, I replied to him very insulting words. And I said, ganon. So every media, especially coming from a small country like the Philippines, I was characterized as a monster, uncouth, bastos. Sabi ko, totoo yan. Anak ka ng, totoo talaga, sabi ko. I do not deny it. Because all of my life, except for the 4 years that I was interrupted because I had to run for vice mayor under my daughter, just the same about this dynasty thing, wala ka rin maiwan. And sometimes, much as you hate it, because she's a woman, a girl, the public just would insist. Ganon eh. And ang ano dyan is those who are not really or have never tasted or a few of the principled men, I would say, want this kind of thing about dynasties abolished. I am for it. Ang problema, lulusot ba yan? Because sa atin, pagkatapos mo, they would ask for your son or your wife or ang asawa ko dalawa. So alang-alang naman, dalawang partido ang itutuboy mo dyan. So, I don't know, but Inday really is she's a character and she can be mean. Gusto mo kasi the Davaoenos want to continue yung nagawa ko. So, ano ba talagang nagawa ko? Why is it so peaceful, so clean? Drugs is minimal, and the law and order is very good. It took me about 3 terms really to perfect the system. And it did not come without costs. Na kung sabihin nila na matay, marami talagang namatay. Because I was one of those, and many siguro, I think, who really wanted to get rid of the drugs. And itong going back now to Obama, my curt reply was, sige lang, I will let you pass. But you Americans, you will find out one day, to your horror, the drugs have swallowed your nation. It was very prophetic. I said the Time magazine of March 5. It's all there. Opiates. Hindi na nila makontrol. From the painkillers that, alam mo, ang Amerikano, kunting sakit lang, agaray ka agad eh. Kasi maraming pera. So, yung, hindi naman over-the-counter, but the prescription drugs are really flooded. And from there, the dependence starts. And it is dependent sa craves by the body. And so it's an epidemic, estimated about 63,000 a month or a year. Pero sobra, kung year, di marami talaga. And they are suffering. And the articles there, makita mo yung mga victims, nasa coffin, then the sad story. Alam mo kasi ako, prosecutor. And so I really saw how it was being played out to the public. Alam mo kung Pilipino ka, tapos gagawin mo yan sa kapwa mo tao, putang ina mo, papatayin talaga kita. Sa totoo. Yan yung mga rights. Tama kayo. Wala naman problema. Because my single order actually to the military and the police, because drug or the issue of drug was raised to the level of national security, not by me, but by President Arroyo. So sinakyan ko na lang yon and continued the policies. But there was not enough. I would not want to exempt myself from the rest. But it was only during my time that we discovered our sorrow earlier than the Americans. And you saw this so many thousands, and it reached into millions. The Filipinos who were addicted, skinny, and kept madumi, and endanger to society. Ako, ewan ko kayo, pero ako, sabi ko, hindi talaga pwede sa akin. I will not allow you to brutalize society. Ito naman, kaya ako galit. Because they're all stupid. Us really stupid is TUPID. Every time may mga human rights pupunta dito, they will always waive the 17,000 or 14,000 or 10,000 or whatever the number they have. They start to wave it in front. Duterte in his country, 10,000 died. And so, my orders to the police and the military in my city during my terms, nabi ko, destroy the apparatus or organization of the drugs. Sabi ko, that is my order. Meaning to say, dismantle the laboratories, and if the idiots would resist arrest violently, thereby putting your life in jeopardy as a law enforcement guy, then kill the idiot. Wag na ninyo ako na ang bahala. At kang ko ibigtanong, sabihin mo, utos ni Duterte. Because the usual thing when I was a prosecutor is, nauso itong human rights. Tayo mga abogado, wag na tayo magbulahan. Pag nademanda yan, lalo na yung may pera, the easiest way out is to file counter charges. At usually, yan ang binibira nila, violation of human rights. Kaya ang pulis, pati ang mga putang inang pulis dito, sumari na rin. Pati yung mga generals. Because nobody was standing in front of them saying, talagang, huwag mo akong pulis-pulisan dyan, Lechiga. Wala eh. Then some of the barangay captains were there and a few mayors. And yung mga politician went to the extent of building a platform for the drug operations at the expense of government using City Hall as the staging area. So much so, na kung maglaban yung pulis sa kanya, or there are police or principal, hindi naman talaga lahat gago eh. Mas marami yung di prinsipyo na pulis. And they would quarrel with government, and just like in Leyte and Parahino, he would just kill them. O pag pinatay mo na yung mga pulis, ano pang, you are castrating government. Ito ang hindi naintindihan ng human rights. The law and order. Now count the so many Filipinos. Just begin with children. How many children were raped and killed because the drug addicts are on or were on the loose? Yan ang hindi ko matanggap. Ang recent memory, actually, kumukulo yung dugo ko. Kaya kung hindi ako presidente, ako na mismo ang pupunta doon. Yung sa Tagum, 2 years old. But because they cannot penetrate a 3-year-old, gumamit sila ng blade, slit the vagina, para mapa. Kung ako ang mayor, hoy, human rights, kinig ka. Kung ako ang mayor, buhayin kaya kita? I ask you this question. Without really admitting that I really do it. Kung ganon, infant, 6-month-old, sa Bulacan, pinasok sa ang isang pamilya, rape the wife, rape the blind mother-in-law, killed the 14-year-old girl, ano yung 1-year-old, pinakialaman pa. Pinatay lahat. These are the stories which the human rights do not listen. Ayaw makinig ang mga putang ina ninyo. Kaya ako mainit. Kasi it's all in plain view what is happening to the country. And they come here as if they know everything. Eh kung magsabi ko na ng 7, gawain mo ng 50,000. Usually wala. Death. Mga gago itong, may European ba dito? Putay, sampal ko ito. Kaya gina ako nagbiro. Sabi ka, Calamard, pupunta ka dito, tapos you say bullshit things in front of me, I'll slap you. You read, I have the briefer. Yung babae ngayong prosecutor. All along, she was in contact with, yung mga reporters, gano'n. She was giving interviews, calling her predecessor, and placing now her situation or her position in utter disharmony. Papayag kaya ako sila, nabasa ko yung briefer. I love it published. It was an article written by a German newspaper. Hindi ko ma-pronounce yung ano nila, pati ano. Natap siya. Kaya ako, ba't ko alam si Lloyda Reyes. Na-tap rin siya. Kaya sabi ko, look, no, I have a copy of your conversation. It was not given to me by America, but by somebody else, by some countries. Lalabas ito. Sino namang gago ngayon? Napapayag na itong maritime law. You know, just to learn the definition of crime and the numerous, kayo mga abogado tayo, took us 4 years, goddamn to, and the multiple application of the laws. Tapos bigyan mo akong maritime expert, yung si Fato. Maritime expert. Tapos ito ang masama. Just like the commission and the prince that head it. I do not want to insult him because meron tayong ongoing negotiation. He is not even an accountable officer. He is in a monarchical state. What do you think would be in his mind? Sige daw. Ito yung mga prince, ito yung mga people who are not elected and who are not familiar with the democratic laws. Mahirap natin, tignan mong kita, mas mga gago, extrajudicial killing. What is that? What kind of animal is that? Tayo mga abogado. Marami naman tayong abogado dito. Ano nga kagaguhan yan? It's not found in the revised penal code. Tapos ito, basahin mo ang treaty. It simply says treaty. Treaty is a very nice word to hear. What comes to mind is we have this treaty. It's a cooperation of the niceties of life, mutual assistance. Ang treaty na yan, if you read it, talks only of a creation of an international court. Then it talks about prosecutors. Then it talks about the crime definition and the penalty. It is really a criminal law. Now, in this jurisdiction, in people, Tovera versus Tanyada, the Supreme Court has said, mga abogado, it's a leading case. Lalo na if it is a criminal measure which has penal sanctions, it should be published in the official gazette. That is the official publication. If you fail to do that, there is no law at all. Because then you cannot claim that ignorance of the law excuses no one. So when are you excused because of your ignorance? It is when it is published in the gazette, the official gazette, that you are now put on notice constructively. And we cannot do it, every person, may batas ito. So by publishing it in the official gazette, it now becomes a law. Sabihin itong mga abogado, I'd like to debate with you. Really? Paunahin ko pa kayo ng 1 oras. Sige raw. So we can continue with the investigation. Based on what? Why are you here? Why are you fucking in my country? What's your power? What vests you? The treaty was not published. When it is not published, it is as if there is no law at all. Yan ang simple dyan. Tinago ko yan noon. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, kayo mga abogado, hindi naman ako nagyabang. 75 lang ako. Pero when that dilemma started she investigated me in Davao City. Nothing happened. Philip Alston, the rapporteur, a constitutional expert, went to Davao to talk to me. Nothing happened. So when De Lima became what was first, senator, she investigated me again. Ilang beses na. And the human rights dito investigated me. The ombudsman investigated me. What's the fucking investigations that are you talking of? Was there a failure? Were they not allowed to question me? The Senate investigated me. Congress made an investigation. Kaya ang bunganga ko bastos. Kasi nababastusan ako, kasi binabastos ninyo ako. Lalo na yung mga the lost gender. Ayaw pong salita ng babae. Alam mo kung bakit? During the campaign, I heard that Rojas was looking for the tape of that incident in Davao, where 16, well, all of them died. But that started a month earlier, during a visitorial time. Itong mga preso, si Pugoy, took hostages, 16 of them. So when Cory Aquino called me, I was in church at the time. Kasi naniniwala pa ako sa mga putang inang obispo pati pare. Ano ako simbahan? Sabi niya, so Mayor, I was appointed regional chairman of Peace and Order Council. I think that would be one of the topics that Secretary Anyo would talk to you. You have to activate them. And he said, what's happening there? Sabi ko, ma'am, what are you talking about? So, I thought that you are the ARPOC chairman. Yes, ma'am, you appointed me. Ay, bakit hindi mo alam? Ano nangyari? You ask your policeman. Binaksakan ako ang telepono ni Cory. Ngayon pala mas kustijeng. Kalabas sila sa Davao Penal Colony. Habula na kami. So I took the chopper. Alam na mga taga Davao that incident. I landed in front of the jeep because they were able to command their jeep. Kasi pumayag ang Davao Penal Colony to provide the sakyanan. Yung saraw na hagbulan kami, pagdating sa Mungkayo, I landed right in front of the jeep. Pagbaba ko, nagpakilala ko, sabi ko, Adre, si Mayor Duterte ako. Nandito ako kasi inutusan ako ng presidente, titignan ko ano nangyari. Ano ba nangyari? Ganun nga. Alam mo na. They were on the upper hand, but in that jeep was an infant. Tapos, blue na. Kasi yung infant na yun, dinala sa loob para makipagkita sa tatay. Hindi kasama doon sa 16. Sabi ni Colonel General Starres now, sabi niya, Rod, itong bata o blue na, mamamatay nga. Gumagano na. Kasi hindi magdudo. Ang nakasibat, ang nanay. Ang yung bata, pati yung bata na huli, pati yung ayaya. Ang nanay ang nakasibat. Hindi mo rin makapasok doon kasi ayaw man ng preso. So hindi ako nagpapahiro. Alaman ng buong mundo yan, kayong mga taga Davao. I offered. I said, i-release mo yung bata pati babae. I will take the place. Pumayag sila. Then while they were detained, kasi sabi ni Presidente, pagkatapos ito, mag-surrender lang kayo. Wala na, drop ng kaso, you're free. Totoo. So, sakay. Puro ano. Doon sila na, doon. So, it was splattering all over. Tapos, dito ka sa gitna. So, I could not endure the environment, I said. punta na lang tayo sa opisina ko. May badyo doon para mapaghugas tayo. So we traveled about 3 hours. I was a hostage. Pagdating noon sa City Hall, nag-usap kami. Ang hingi lang niya, yung nanay niya. So I had the nanay fetch in Cebu and brought to yung Pugoy. Yun, Pugoy kayo. Tapos, nandoon sila, anak. 1 month after, may pumasok yung Australia. Lay. May pumasok yung iba. Another hostage. 16. Ang Australiana nandoon. Ito yung ano ko sa mga babae. So, negotiation. Pero sabi ko, ito, patay talaga ito. So, inubos ko. Sabi ni Presidente, what happened, Mayor? Sabi ko, problem is finished. But we lost 4 civilians, a child, 2 males, parang pastor, and the Australian lay minister. Totoo yan, sinabi ko. Sa galit ko, sabi ko, putang ina mga pangit na ito. Naunahan pa ang mayor. Ang papangit naman ito na naunahan pa ang mayor sa maganda. For it was really a statement that was, not much slur, but of utmost masama. Pero nagalit ako. Parang ito, sinagot na pangit naman, kami mga gwapo, bakit? It was really a statement of derogation. Minamaliit ko yung mga pagkatao nila. That was, gano'n yung mga lalaki. Putang inan to. Pangit-pangit nito. Siya ba yung sikat? Inubos ko. Pero somebody was there behind me. Nag-pigibap. Alam ko nakuha niya yung statement ko. Nagsusyot rin siya. Yun ang inahanap nila. Nung nalaman ko, pagtanong rin ako kung saan, hindi rin mo na makita, kampanya, binitawan ko na preemption. Usually in idiom, it is stealing one's thunder. Sinabi ko na kagad na may nangyari, gano'n. Hindi ako tumatawa. And I was not joking. Tapos, itong lahat ng mga aktivista, kaya, naging, kada salita ko, mga papangit naman. So, sabi nga, ganito, nandito man si General Anyo. Maraming nag-surrender. Ngayon, isa-isa kong pinupuntahan. Davao, they are surrendering in droves with firearms. In the fullness of God's time, next year, tatapusin ko talaga ito sila lahat. They are surrendering, pati pagka-weapon na, ibang istorya na yan. There will be surrenderies pa sa inyo. But they do not do it with weapons. Pero when they turn in now, they surrender the firearm. So, una, pag nandoon sa bukid, iwan nila, mag-surrender sila. That does not impact on anything. Pero nag-surrender na may armas, yun. Ngayon, pinadala ko sa Malacañang. Mga mulang nilcutter ang mga kukun itong mga yawa na to. Sige, punta kayo doon para ipakita ko. Magpalinis kayo, ligo kayo. Dalingo kayo sa Malacañang. Tapos nang nag-lecture ako, ikaw. Sabi niya, Sir, our son, ngayon lang kami nakita after 17 years, mag-asawa. Sabi ko, puta niya. Hindi ka naawa sa asawa, sa anak mo. Prinsipyo siya, no? Ang putang inang prinsipyo ng gago itong komunista na to. Sige, yung isa sabi ko, ikaw, sir, may anak ako, sir, pero Uuwi pa ako doon sa Surigao. Kaya isa-isa lang sila may hindi nakita ng anak, ng mama nila for several years. Sabi ko doon, nagle-lecture gano'n, sabi ko, puta, kung namatay kayo, saan kayo ilibing ng NPA? Sa memorial? Putang, ilibing ka doon sa gubat. Yan ang mga NPA. Basura ka, pagpatay ka na. Wala kang silbi, itapon ka na lang. Sabi ko, ito yung salita ko. I have the tape and if you want it, I'll send it. Sabi ko, hoy, kayong mga Amazona. Galit talaga. Galit ako gano'n. Sabi ko, kung magrebelde lang naman kayo, huwag kayong manganak because you multiply the human problem. Sabi ko, kung yung kalibugan ninyo nandyan, iiwan mo yan. Huwag kang basta-basta papasok nito, tapos mag-iwan ka na. Sabi ko, bantay kayo. Sabihin ko, sundalo, barilin yung pikpik ninyo. Ganun ito simple. Mantakot. O pang insulto, if you want. Kasi galit talaga ako. Na kanina, graduation na naman ng awarding kapon graduation sa PMA. Nandiyan may na silang official. Pagkatapos yung mga awardees matatanda, unang tanong ko, ilang taong ka na? Sir, 15 years in the service. Kaya sa hulo, ganun din. So ilang anak mo? 6. Ay putang inantok. Pero, gawain mo na lang itong security guard dito sa kampo. Hindi mo mamatayan, 6 ang ulan. Nag-anak ko, but my style. Ang problema ko kasi, my fellow mayor, I have never shifted my paradigm from a mayor to a president. And I do not even want to be called presidente. Kaya pag-introduce the President, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, if I am talking about myself and I address myself to something, I will address myself, Mayor. Sabi ni Mayor. But in Davao, ang tawag nila sa akin talaga, Mayor. Dito naman, kasi nahihiya siguro, the President, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Bako, I would rather that idiretso ninyo. As Mayor, hindi pa ako mailang. Kasi yun yung si Mayor, Presidente, yun, it comes with, hindi na ako because I have to watch my mouth. Sabi na mga opposition, hindi raw ako gentleman. Hindi naman talaga ako gentleman. Ba't ako mag-gentleman? For what? May ibigay ka sa akin. Tapos sabihin, hindi raw ako statesman. Kung wala akong naalaala na nagkuha ako ng kurso na statesman. Law, problema, pinag-aralan namin ng batas. Ganon ang... Kaya sabi nila gano'n, si Duterte, fuck you. Bakit? Ginagawa man natin ang lahat. Ano bang masama niyan? Everybody's doing it. If I say the word, don't be offended. Because it is what hindi ko naman sabihin mong S, I, hindi kipaggalit. That's the story of my journey. I have about a few more years. Ako talaga, committed ako to wipe out drugs. It is not fair. It is not fair ng mga anak natin aralin tapos ganun lang ang mga yan. It is not fair to me. One example. Balit ako nagalit. Ba't ako pumutok? Our Filipinas go abroad. one time in my life, I went to Riyadh to plead for the release of 3 Filipinos. 2 taga-Kidapawan, that is Kidapawan Norte, at isang taga-Turil. Their crime were distributing religious articles. So I went to King Fahd. I pleaded. Pinagbigyan niya ako. Yung minister doon mismo, sabi niya, you better talk to your counterpart. But I was the only member in that delegation na member ng Law and Order Committee ni Goles. Roylo. So ako yung pumunta. Tapos sabi niya, you better tell your countrymen the truth. Before this, coming here, they should study the culture of the Arabs and the individual tribes. Hindi namang lahat Arabs eh. Walang sinabi. Not all Arabs. But there are tribes. Kaya natin, Malay, there are Indonesians, there are Malaysians, Filipinos. O tayo-tayo mismo, ikaw, Tagalog, ako dito, Bisaya, Maranao, Maguindanao. Ganon yan. Sabi niya, sabihin mo ito. If you work for an Arab, rape is always there, part of the territory. If you are a slave bought from the slave markets of Africa, then talagang nire-rape. And they provide the pills. Sa Pilipina, ilang beses na yan. It's almost universal. 3 to 4 hours of sleep, constant sexual abuse by the father, by the son, by the son-in-law, by the cousin. Kaya ang human mind could only take so much. Why are they committing mass suicide? Kaya ako noong last time, hindi ko na mapigilan. I did not convey the message nung parliamentarian nila because I know that it creates cobwebs in the minds of those who are left behind. Maybe the husband would dream now that how the wife was anong posisyon ang pinapagawa o yung mga babae. So, tinago ko yan. Tapos, noong last time, pumutok na talaga ako. Kasi ako noon mayor lang. Pakialam. Pakialaman ko lang yung siyudad ko. Huwag mo akong pakialaman. Bahala ka. Huwag ang siyudad ko. Leave it. I will work, but lay off. Pero ngayon ako, kita mo, as I want to do, nagputang ina ninyo kayong mga blah, blah, blah. So it was the first time may namatay. Solve ka agad. Oh, how about the others? How about the others before I became mayor? Ilan yan mag-uwi dito nakakabaong? Sabi ko, putang ina kayo, ang kasalanan yan, mahirap lang yan. And when you went to war with your neighbors there, the Americans always, as they are also wont to do, would always ask for a Philippine contribution on delegation. We fought for your country. 702, I think, dalawa doon ang nadisgrasya. Is that how you repay us after what we did for you? Sabi ko, so yung ambassador, si Bebot suggested, sabi niya, suspension. Bebot bail na. Sabi ko, ban the travel. Sabi niya, mayayari tayo niyan. Pag-uwi na ako, sige pali. Uubusin ko yung pera ng gobyerno. Uubusin ko, iturong ko sa kanila. Pauwiin mo lang sila. Kung maubos yung pera natin, di ano? Basta may assistance. I don't really stop the infrastructure project. unahin ko itong Pilipinas. Ngayon, sabi ko, I set 3 conditions for everybody. In yung contract, you want a new contract? Okay. You guarantee 7 hours of sleep. 3 lang yung oras, makita mo. No sexual abuse of any kind. Do not confiscate the passport. Kunin ng ano yan. There must be a desk in the airport. Kunin ng embassy. And may isa pa. Mayroon silang day off. If you cannot meet those challenges, well, I'm sorry. Sabi ko, uwi na lang kayo dito. Maghanap na lang tayo ng... Sabagay, kulang naman tayong trabahante talaga ngayon. Kita mo, ang TESDA is offering scholarship. Kulang tayo ng mga skilled workers because they are all out. Hindi ka naman pwede magkuha dyan. Stay ka dito. Ikaw yung electrician nga. Sige, goin mo yan. Ayan. Pag-switch mo, sunog tayo dito para sa pavilion. Bukas ba yung ano dyan? Itong Manila na ito. Uso na yung mayroon kaming cabinet meeting. Palagyan ko yan ng exit door na makalabas ang tao simultaneous 100 persons. Ganon kalaki ang gawin mo. Pag hindi mo sometimes gawin mo, brasuhin mo talaga. Totoo lang. Kung hindi ko brasuhin ito, wala tayong pag-asa ano dito. Kaya pero wala, ano lang yan. Pabilib lang yan sa babae. Pagalit-galit lang, God. Hindi naman ang totoong galit. For everything, itong drugs na ito, it will not stop. Do you think you can instill fear in me? Na papuntahin ninyo ako sa prisuhan? Okay, fine. Pero ubusin ko talaga itong mga unggoy na ito. Ngayon, kulungin ako, just give me an expanded conjugal visits. Kung sabihin na ninyo ako ikulong, ilan ba yan sila? O mga 5 visa. Palit-palit sila bisita sa akin doon. Takutin ako ng mga... You know, that defense, I kept it. Nobody raised it actually. Tapos tinanong ako nila, Belinda Olivares. Kunti lang sila, walang TV, sinabi ko yung ganito ang plano ko. So, bakit hindi mo binitawan at the earliest opportunity? Sabi ko, ma'am, yung defense that I'm raising, alam mo, fiscal ako eh. Prosecutor ako before I became mayor. And I was doing trial work almost every day for 8 years. Alam mo, just like yung mga fiscal dito, mga judges. Paumaga, sa gabi, pagtingin ko sa... First, does the court have jurisdiction to hear this case tomorrow? Tingnan yung penalty. Pagka sumubra o this is case should be filed in the RTC. Mga jurisdiction muna. Then sunod, does the court have jurisdiction over the person? Nahuli na ba to? Whether on bail or at large. Pag hindi pa nag-appear yan sa court, no jurisdiction. He remains to be a hunted man. Kaya nung sabi si Dilima, pinag-aralan ko ng, gano'n eh. May jurisdiction ba? Ang problema is, pinirmahan yung batas, tapos forwarded to the Senate for ratification, concurrence. Instead of sending it back to the executive department, kasi ang hawak ng printing, yung officer kasi, Bureau of, ibalik mo yan kasi ang PC, yung PCCO, siya ang mag-publish niyan. And after it is published, isauli niya yan doon sa DFA. Now, DFA should fly to Rome and attach that in the Rome Agreement. Kaya kabubuhan sabi ko kayo, because I wanted to know how many stupid people there are in this planet. Apparently, sabi ko, at nung sinabi ko na ko, I was the only one who was thinking about it. I'm not trying to berate anybody. Nasabihin na, the court can have jurisdiction. By what means? Because it forms part of treaties must be obeyed. And the treaties shall form part of the law of the land. It does not say the treaty shall have also the effect of amending a constitution. Now remember, kasi kayo masabit yan, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. What is the due process there? The publication. Pag walang pag-publication, balik ka uli sa due process. Now, what is the wait? Tovera versus Tanyada. Penal laws must be published to form part of the law of the land. It cannot just be a conclusion. It can only be part of the law of the land, but you must also comply with the requirements of how the law would be operative here. And simple. After Congress and after the Senate, it's published in the official gazette. And that completes the story. Or if it is a treaty, padala mo. Now, why should it is important? Ito mga abogado, I say that stupid kayo. If you read the treaty, I said it only talks about a commission, a court, a criminal court. Then it talks about prosecutors. Then there's a definition of crimes, genocide, acts against humanity and all, and provides a penalty. It is purely a treaty, but a criminal law. Publish it, my God, because it will not move. Ako, kung hindi maniwala ang kung Supreme sa akin, rule Manila yan, pwede, sige. But due process is absent because the law excuses no one. When does that happen? If the law is published, so everybody is put on notice that there is a law. And therefore, your ignorance of that law is not a defense. Now, going back to, you activate all institutional requirements sa yung barangay anti-drug, the ARPOC, because, kinausap, and he will tell you, sabi niya sa, Mayor, kagabi sabi niya, Boracay, he thinks will take a little bit longer. And I answered him. Sabi ko, General, nandiyan ka, I place you there. Whatever is your decision, I will support you. Bahala ka. You just make the recommendation. And if I find everything that is all right and in consonance with the diretso na. Sabi niya, it will take about something like 6 months. Ako niya, they do it. Kayo mo rin na nagsira ng Boracay, hindi man kami. Sabi na mag-demonstrate ka. Huwag mangumbigyan ka ng kalokohan. Not with me. Kaya ako may ano ako. I was also, John Anya was there in Davao. Kasi itong mga pulis, isa rin magkago. or kung ano-ano ang kagaguhan. So I began to relate the stories. This is a property. Binigyan kami ng Montero 26 units. Ang bago. Sabi ko, please take care of this. Maintenance lang ang sekreto dito. A vehicle you buy today, walang maintenance. Makita mo basta government property, wala na. Carburetor lang, walang pambili, wala. Iwanan lang. That is how wasteful government is. Nasabi ko sa mga police, you go to your mayor and ask for the carburetor or a tire. Kung makita mo naman kawawa yung mga wala na talagang traction. Sinaw na, ano bang sinaw sa Tagalog? Makintab. Wala nang grooves yung ano. Hindi kasi kayo mag-aral ng Bisaya. Mag-aral kayo ng Bisaya. Para magkaintindihan tayo dito. So he wants everything that empowers a municipality. Hindi ko siya pakialaman. Remember that he can initiate. I'm not trying to scare. So what I'm trying to say is, total, nandito na lang rin tayo. Let us remind each other of our duty to the country. Ang barangay, yung ARPOC ninyo, lalo na yung ARPOC, yung chairman, alam mo itong NPA na ito, pati itong mga droga, if we allow them, there are 3 problems that beset the country today. Drugs, terrorism, pati NPA. Nakita mo naman, nag-order ang military na Air Force ng attack helicopters. Tingnan mo how stupid the Canadians are. Very stupid. Pumayag sila na mapagbili. Nung ma-deliver na sabi na, but you cannot use this for military or punitive actions by the police. This is only good for evacuation and yung mga humanitarian. Naloko na. You cannot use this against your own citizens. My God, you Canadians, how stupid can you get? Our citizens are joining the ISIS. So we have every right to kill our citizens because we do not want to destroy the community with apathy. Gago pala kayo. Kaya kami nagbili ng helicopter. Tapos, pabilihin nyo, sabihin nyo, hindi nyo magamit. Kaya, the way you treat us, you're treating us with like a garbage. The entire community, the world should know that there is a Republic of the Philippines which you cannot just fucking shit. Do not do it to us. Because I will insult you. Who are you? Kita tumatagilid na nga tayo. What precipitated the Marawi conflict? How did it start? By what action? The police were there to serve a warrant of arrest and to search. Lumaban, umatras. Because of the heavy firepower. Pumasok ang Marines, kinabukasan. 9 of them died there the following day. And these idiots there, you cannot use it against your citizens. Because you are not encountering the same problems as well. Now, why is there so much trouble? Because European, lalo ng itong, European gastos yan. Magsabi itong isang kolumnista, hindi rin pagkaugok naman ito. Magkipagdebate ka ba sa akin? Tumahimik ka dyan. Alam mo, European component yan sa United Nations, but the idea started there. Why? because of the guilt that you nurture in your hearts of the so many brutal and cruel things you did to the former colonies. Pumunta kayo ng Middle East, you siphoned all the oil, made your nation rich, then arbitrarily cut into pieces what is now the Middle East at the behest of the Italian, French, British, Americans. Kayo yung naghati, tignan mo anong nangyari. And you have the goal to see me, you invaded Iraq on a pretext of weapons of mass destruction. Anong ginawa ninyong putang ina pagdating ninyo? Wala palang weapons of mass destruction. But you invaded the country and killed Hussein. How about that? Panama. He was a rotten Noriega. But you invaded the country on your own. So many died. Tapos you talk to me as if you're angels. Look at your own country. That's what I said. I am happy. Why? I told you. When your president criticized me. And what was my reply? One day, to your horror, you will find that your country is being swallowed by drugs. Ganon yan. So kayong mga human rights, do not ever think that they are really bright. I interpret the law because I know the law. I'm a lawyer. And I have to protect the dignity of this nation. I have not killed any innocent people. Ang sinabi ko lang, when I was mayor, do not destroy my country. Do not destroy the young of this country. They are our only assets. When I became president, I said, do not destroy the Philippines. Do not do drugs and kill our children because I will kill you. So what is wrong with that statement? If you destroy my country and you destroy my children, bakit? Ito, sampor ko. Ito mga militar na ito. Mag-retire ito at the age of what? 56. Very early. How much do they get? 1, 2, 1, 3. Maybe 3 million. 4. Malaki na yan. They retire at the age of 56. So when you retire at that age, pasok na lahat yan. Diabetes, hypertension. Sila, puro kidney dyan, sira. So, bili sila ng medisina. Because of this, sira itong mga liver nito, pati dumaan lahat ng hepatitis yan eh. Kainom ng tubig kung saan. So, you give them what? Okay, 4 million. He is 56 years old. That 4 million with the cost of money now, medicines. To think that 4 million will last? At that age, kung may 3 anak yan, yung youngest niyan, nasa college pa, or nasa, if they marry late, because soldiers, mag 56, they are out, and they would need now, kagaya natin, hindi man tayo mga mayaman. Just what I did to my mother, I had to pay for the hospital bill. Mahiya naman kung ilagay ko sa ward. Mayor, so I have to pay for a suite, which is really very expensive. She stayed for about 2 months in the hospital and she died. Kung wala ako, kasi nagdroga ako noon, kung sinira mo ako sa droga, kaya mga anak ng OFW, nasa tondo, dinidikitan talaga yan, rubbing it like hell, hanggang makuha nila, because alam nila, may stipend kasi ang nanay o tatay. Just consider this. Huwag na tayo remove these sentimentalities. When a family loses a mother because she has to work abroad as a domestic helper, the family is dysfunctional already. If the father and mother gets out of this country, kasi kulang, gusto ang anak, mag-asaral ng engineering, both sa trabaho yan. Ang mga anak, iiwan yung ibang, iiwan doon sa tatay, grandparents, sa mga kapatid. The family without a father or mother is totally dysfunctional. Tapos gawain mo yan. Sinong presidente na papayag ng ganon? Ako, putang ino mo, yayariin kita. Totoo lang. Mayor ka, tigas ka, well, for a while. Drug lord ka, you are, everybody's afraid of you. Pagkat mga tao doon parang robot, they are just silent. They cannot criticize you because they kill you. You kill democracy, then you kill people. Because you're a mayor, I'll kill you. Huwag mo akong bigyang bullshit na. Mayor, you half of Eastern Visayas. Ilan na ngayon ang bungog dyan sa droga? Ang kwarto mo pagbukas, mag-raid, isang kwarto. Ito ngayong nasabit because of appreciation. From where the resolution, alam ko kasi yung mga researcher bata, they're so idealistic. But I have the power to review, power of supervision and control. If I do not like your resolution, kukunin ko yan. I'll study it in accordance with the standards of fairness of the law. If it is filing, na kung papilit ka lalabas, kung ikaw ang mayor na tarantado, you better stay home or stay in prison in the meantime. Kasi kung ganun ka kabastos, ganun gawain mo sa kapwa-tao mo, ako ang presidente, magsalubong tayo. Magsalubong tayo, patay ka talaga. Sigurado yan. So, ganun I'm appealing to you, make use of the institutions created para sa ninyo. Kung meron kayong sabihin mo na takot kayo kasi matigas, may bodyguard, may sabihin mo, tangin ng police na yan, palo ko yung baril niya sa ulo niya. Or military for that matter. All you have to do is just call me. May tigas dito, gano'n. Sige lang. Just give me time and I will solve the problem for you. Huwag tayo matakot. Huwag tayo takot sa kriminal. Naknang eh. Sa Davao, before, yung tigas-tigas, yung mga polis, hawak niya yung terminal. Pag mayor, sabi ko, putang ina ninyo, ako lang ang tigas dito. Ako lang ang gwapo dito. Huwag mo akong unahan, litse ka. Yun ang turo ni Panelo. Yan prangka-prangka. Mabuti na magprangka-prangka tayo para magkakaintindihan tayo. Abusado? Hindi ako abusado. Never. Sabi na, my father was governor of one Davao before. Never abused during his time, anybody. As mayor, nga kriminal. Pero matino kang tao, wala ka talagang takot. Anak ng meeting, anytime hampas mo ako sa likod, oy, mayor. Pag wala ka totoo, kayo mga taga-Davao, kayo mga municipal, alam mo ninyo yan. Kailan pa ako nag-abuso? Kailan pa ako nag-parking na yung parking? Ako mismo. Judge, huli ka. Pag sabi ko sa police, bakit yung putang ina naka-parking dyan? Lahat na, sabi niya si Judge, sabi ko, prosecutor, kilala kami. Sabi ko, Judge, bakit may yung kutsi mo putang ina nandoon? Sabi niya, sandali lang yan, Rod, kasi alam mo yung trabaho. Sabi ko, Judge, putang ina, bumaba ka doon. Ayusin mo yung parking mo. Pag hindi, ulihin kita. Kaladkari kita dito. Hawakan ko yung mukha mo. Wala tayong pabor-pabor. My son, sabi nila na, my son married, eloped with a lady, 24 years old. Yung pulong na yan, is only 18 years old. Ganon ang iya ko. Ang negosyo, ang asawa niya, half Maranao, half Tausog. Ang negosyo niya, nandyan sa pantalan, mga jars. Kaya kung magtanong ka saan si Pulo ngayon, nasa pantalan. Sigurado yan. Mga nabuhay. Yan ang alam niya eh. Umalis ng bahay, sumama ng babae. Yun ang pinas na. No. Tapos sabihin mo, mag-smuggle ng drugs. Inutos ko naman sa kanila, patayin mo ang baski anak ko. Kill my own children if they are into it. Para lang mapakita ko, total, marami men sila. Dalawa man ang asawa ko, so hiyain mo ako, patay na lang kita para tapo. My speech really is interspersed with my personal account of my life. Para maano ko kayo, trabaho natin to eh. Kung meron dyan tigas-tigas na gano'n, sumbo mo si Jal Anyo kaya hindi ito tumatawa. He seldom smiles, if at all. So yun ang baski nakilala ko siya. Tapos pag retire niya, sabi ko, well, I need, puro military na yan sila. So, ito sa PCSO, yan, pinili. Sandra Cam. Kaya mo si balutan? Pero Sandra, do not be offended, ha? Magkaibigan tayo. Huwag kang magalit. My take, ang akin lang ganito. That is why I never interfere. When I was a prosecutor, basta ang ninakaw, pagkain, pati damit, talagang i-dismiss ko. So magkano ba yung ano mo? Bayaran ko. Pag yung mga itong convenience store, mag-shoplift, paano kinaumagahan, mahuli ng pulis, may karga dito, nagpapasuso pa, tatangan-tangan dalawang anak. Sir, napriso ako. Bakit? Kuha kami ng pan doon sa convenience store. Kaya sinabi ko sa mga convenience store, kung hindi naman nakawin lahat, pakuha mo na ako, bayaran, ako na lang ang magbayad. Ganoon ako. Pulis. Ang pulis, pag panahon ng durian, mahal ang durian, baski season, magkain. Pagkatapos yan, magtindig. Kula ba? So, magsigaw yung mga pulis ni Duterte. Kaya sabi ko, pagkainin na lang, tapos bayaran. Wala, hindi ko rin tinatawag. Bahala ka na mahiya, pero basta ako, bayaran ko. Kaya yung kay Balutan, all over, spent about 4 million para sa lahat. If it was really a Christmas party, pinakain man tao. Okay. Kasi ganoon man tayo. Lahat yan, araw-araw may gutom. Kasi tatay ko kasi gobernador. Isa pa yung Davao. It's now Davao del Sur, Norte, Occidental, Davao Sur, Umbalbali, pati Davao City. But at one time, it was only one. Diba? Kaya hindi ako bago sa yung respeto sa tao. I remember my father, nung maliit pa kami, sabi, alis na ako. Yung magkain kami nung maliit pa kami. Siyempre, you're always conscious of the status. You cannot help it. Ako mag-congressman. Ako mag-gobernador rin. Magkakay papa. Binabara niya kami. Remember, sabi niya. And I could still listen. Remember, huwag kang pumasok sa politika na isipin mo itong buhay mo. Siguraduhin mo lang na ang tao, mahal mo talaga. Kung mayroon dyan tao, even if there's past, may nana sa buong katawan mo, kailangan mo ng pagmahal sa kapwa mo tao. Kung hindi mo kaya yan, huwag kang mag-politiko. So that's and the compassion. Lahat tayo, lalo na tayo, kasi eyeball to eyeball ka every day. Yan. Kaya ako maglapit ka dito, istoryahan, may problema ka, mayor ka. Tama ako, anong problema mo? Pera? Saan si budget? Alam mo pa naman yan si joke, no? He does not joke about money. It's always no. Magsabi yan. Tapos Sunny Dominguez, classmate ko yan. Valedictorian yan, kindergarten pa kami. Hanggang bright yan. Pagsabi, Sunny, do you have this money? Magkablabitan ko. Saan mo pala ang pera natin, putang ina nito? Wala man tayong makuha. Sige lang. Not in the budget. Pero kung may problema mo talaga, maybe next year, give me time. Every municipality mo siguro yan, may hiningi kayo. Siguro tag 100 million per municipality, okay na yan? Kung gano'n kayo ka, mag-uwi na ako. Maraming salamat po. We're earning. We will see next year. But mayroon akong set aside for it. Salamat po.
Thank you very much for your message, Mayor